Alright, we're gonna try this again. I'm trying to make a video for sort of the general public and people who know me, I guess. March 20th has marked the first year of me living in a camper, an old camper that I am currently remodeling, and it's been kind of drawn out. Yeah. Homelessness. I don't see it as a bad thing. And I don't necessarily see it as a good thing. I think it's more good than bad, though. And I'm going to tell you why. This is why I think you should try being homeless. I don't just think that it gives you freedom, it gives you degrees of freedom. So living in an apartment or in a house, wherever you're living, you're paying someone else to live there. When you're homeless, you're not doing that. Now, the catch-22 usually in most places is, you got to have an address, a physical address. You will figure it out if you have to, like, there's a point of pride that some people have, I think, who wouldn't want to use, like, a homeless shelter as an address, but they usually let you, from what I've heard. I haven't done that because I found a different route to finding a physical address. Like, some people use Friends. I didn't use that. I found an actual place that, you can have a physical address at. Like, some post offices have them, so you don't have to do all the other things that you may feel lesser for. Yeah, I don't think that homelessness is really that bad. I think there's a brainwashing that's going on about being homeless. Like, people get mad at you because you're deciding with your money that you would rather not pay anyone to live just somewhere, and you will use public spaces to be, I mean, it is a statement in and of itself. And a lot of folks don't really like what that means. And I think their view of what it means is different. Like, some people see it as the money aspect, but other people see it as more of like, oh, we need to pity these people, or we need to hate them. Usually a combination of those. They have to be the saviors of the homeless people. And it really, like, I mean, there's a lot of homeless people that also buy into that same thing, like looking down on themselves negatively because of them being homeless, and that doesn't help. Like, there is a perspective aspect that is culturally injected into everyone subconsciously, I think. And, being homeless for a year, working 2 jobs, and saving a lot of money, and having the ability to help others when, emergencies arise, has given me a perspective, on a personal level. And the thing is, I get more time out of my day. Like, if I work 2 jobs, a lot of people don't like that, and I didn't really like it either when I was living in an apartment doing 2 jobs. It was really hard. Doing the triangle all fucking week for like 14 to 16 hours a day. It was hard. And that was when I lived in an apartment. Now, if you live in a vehicle or something, you get all that time that you would have wasted in commutes added to your sleep. added to food, added to time to de-stress and just reflect. And, it's really different when you have that. I'd say most of the negative things that I've experienced from being homeless has 100% only been from people who live in houses, predominantly old white people. I don't know like what age group that kind of begins at, but there's an assumption that, if you're in an old camper on a beat up truck, you're like not working or something. Just I really don't like that, because that does reflect classism in our society in a way that oh, and the other thing that I experienced was being shot at by police, like warning shots, even though I was someplace where you are legally allowed to just chill out for a couple hours, and that's usually all it ever is a couple of hours. Because I don't really like to keep myself in one spot anyways. That's another point of freedom that you get if you want to go someplace else and experience a different city, and there is something to it. Experiencing other cities is like experiencing different kind of energy and shit from people, and I really enjoy it, being able to hop around and just see the different types of people in regions. It's kind of like, social studies, in which you're like, I don't know, Jane Goodall, just observing your species in different places, and oh man, it's just hard thinking about how the perspective of homelessness is so warped, and really all it is giving yourself more time, more money, and less stress. The ability to help others and help yourself increases about 20 to 40%, depending on how much your rent or mortgage or whatever your living situation is. Yeah. I don't think that homelessness is bad. And I think the people who believe that it is bad need to, and this is from both sides, not just like the people who are old and white scaring people out of their neighborhoods or whatever the fuck. I mean, also from the homeless side, like, it is not bad to be homeless. You're not an evil person who screwed up so royally. Like, I mean, even if you have mental illness or whatever, like, no. Being homeless does not make you a bad person. And it doesn't mean that you can't find work. And it doesn't mean you can't build a life that you would enjoy. Like, yeah. That's kind of my message.